Okay, so I'm going to go to layer 1 and I'm going to do some dodging and burning. All you have to do is paint black where you want it to burn, paint white where you want it to dodge. So I'm on the paintbrush tool here. I have black and white as my two colors. I'm on this layer. This is a blank layer that's in soft light blending mode. And now all I have to do is paint. I want to go darker. You notice that went way too dark. It's because I'm at a flow of 48%. All you have to do is be down here at about a flow of 3%. That's the one that works well for me. So you see that is on the wrong layer. It's not on regular blending mode. Okay, so we go back to this layer. Now everything's correct, and now when we burn, everything is just going to slightly darken where we want it to. I just always highlight the face and then add shadows where it looks like shadows could be used, which looks like on his shoulder, around the collar of his neck. Looks like too much light was coming in here, and around the side, and down here, and then right. You know, if we can vignette him just a little bit or darken, we can darken this whole shirt. Actually, it's not going to hurt anything. It's going to bring the colors to life if we darken it just a tad. Too much light was kind of in that area. So I'm just darkening the whole shirt, just painting over it. Boom. Boom, yeah. Now I'm darkening the neck on the side because there's a lot of light hitting it, and I didn't like that. Okay, it's bleeding over in the background. It's okay. I'm just going to blend it out. Fine, so that's how it looks. Now we're looking at before and an after, and you notice at least this area looks better. Kind of went to red, and all you have to do is you know, here, I'm just gonna soft light. We're gonna do luminosity. Oh, that doesn't work. Let's go back to soft light. All you have to do is basically push Control, click. If you're seeing stuff like skin tones going to red, and everywhere that's selected here is going to be selected just by Control clicking on the layer. Everywhere that is painted black is going to be selected, and then you can just do a new curves layer. We're going to do that right at the end to get rid of some of the red. But right now I'm going to do some dodging, and all you have to do is press X. Whatever, I'm gonna switch myself. Okay, and I'm just gonna dodge out his hair because it went pretty dark when same thing with the background here. It went pretty dark with the curves adjustment that we did, and we don't want that. We want his hair to show the whole way through. So I'm just dodging out his hair, bringing it back into light, and you know, it's blending over into the background. You can try and blend it as best you can, kind of giving him a nice indigo effect. And it looks like it's too dark. His chin's too dark right there, so I'm just gonna bring that back into reality, and then maybe under his chin, which, you know, I burned all that, but I'm looking at it. It does look a little bit better when there's more light here, especially on this side. Maybe that last one was too bright. Try it one more time. It's a little bit less. And now we're looking at before and an after, and now you notice there's like more highlights and more life in his face, the before and after. Let's do that again. Before, after, we got more highlights and life in his face, and I just think that's because the light's more evenly on his face. I'm just going to brighten up this eye, both these eyes, and just give him a nice, more even. I noticed that the light was coming more from this side, more even feel light on his face. So now we're going to look at before, after, and you see we're starting to bring the image to life. All the attention is going straight to his face. The last adjustment that, actually two more adjustments. Both of them require a lasso tool. We're going to go ahead and whiten his eyes. All I have to do is lasso him out. You don't have to be exact by any means, as long as you're kind of generally in the right lines. We will get what we need. If in case you're wondering, well, how do I select four things at once? Push Shift, and yeah, notice the little plus key around the lasso. That means that whatever you select next is going to be added. So if I select a circle, it's going to be added to the rest of the selection. You press Alt, there's a little minus on the lasso, and that means you're going to subtract. So whatever I circle next will be subtracted. So I just circled what I just added with the Alt key held down, and it just goes away. Next thing we can do is just filter actually modify the selection, and we just got to do a small feather, maybe 6 pixels. There you go. And then we're going to do a new curves layer, new adjustment layer, curves, and we are going to use that new curves layer that we're about to make and whiten the eyes. All you have to do is go to the blue channel and raise it, and boom, you have whiter eyes. They go a little bit pink when you add blue, so you just take the red out. And for green and hazel eyes, that works really well, because if there's a green tint, it'll accentuate the green or hazel eyes. Okay, so we're just going to look at that really quick. Before, after, super subtle. Nothing, you don't want too much. You know, people go in and do crap to the eyes. I don't. I think it's too much. I just whiten the whites, and hopefully that's enough for people. You know, a lot of people comment on my picture and say, yeah, your eyes really stand out. You know, what are you doing in Photoshop? You know, I just whiten them. Sometimes I don't even do that. I don't do anything to them. I just light them right when I take the picture. And you always focus right on the eye. Several times. You know, sometimes I'll do it several times before the first exposure, just making sure that I'm getting the exact focus is right on the eye. And that's one way to make them stand out. The other way is to make sure that he's not heavily lit from white clouds above. You know, a lot of people think that you can just shoot anywhere when you have overcast. It's not always the case. You get darker eyes, at least for headshots anyways. You get darker set eyes if you don't have them sitting on the ground. If you have them sitting down on the ground and you're shooting from up, then yeah, you'll get the light in the eyes. But other than that, no. You'll probably get darker eyes, you know, comparatively. I mean, you'll probably be able to see his eyes. But, okay, so I'm just doing the same thing with his teeth. Just select down his teeth. And you can be off. You know, look here, it's off in that thing right here, and it's off right here. Not a big deal. It's going over his lip. Here, it's all off. But, okay, for the most part, it's accurate. I have a shortcut key that just did the actions that I did on the eyes. So I'm just going to go ahead and press that to whiten his teeth. So now, look, we're just going to look at it before and after again. Before, it's kind of foggy, kind of gray. After, bring it to life. I just noticed we had a piece of sensor dust. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that really quick. Okay, so that's gone. All right, so next thing we want to do is get rid of these flyaway hairs. The way you do that is you use a clone stamp tool. You want a nice hardness, maybe about 50%, and you know, about the size that you want to clone stamp out. Then you just basically select right next to where you're going to be clone stamping, which is right outside the hair area. And then after that's good, you just trace along the outside of the hair, and we'll be able to get rid of all this. You notice I was getting close to the edge here, so I needed to reselect further out and start again and get rid of all that. Over here we're going to need a smaller brush size, and press Alt, and I'm flickering a lot. Kind of sucks. That is pretty much it. I am just paying attention actually to right next to his hair. All these little artifacts we're gonna get rid of later, just by see, I got rid of the flyaway hairs. We can use actually the same tool to fill in. If you know you don't want to get rid of the flyaway hair, you just want to fill in his hair and make it look like he has a little bit more. We can use that same clone stamp tool and just fill in by selecting right down below and just kind of moving it up a little bit and doing a fill in. We got a couple patterns here that show that we were using clone stamp tool, so we just cover our tracks with this patch tool. Get rid of any patterns that are repeating. You know, try and make everything look as different as possible. Put a nice dark color up here and get rid of repeating patterns. Boom. We filled in his hair up here. And here where our clone stamp tool, because it was hard, left some artifacts behind. We can just do the same thing, get rid of them with this patch tool that I used to get rid of everything. And here we got this hard color. Change the clone stamp tool left behind. We're going to get rid of that with the patch tool. Circle the whole thing well beyond the sides, and the patch tool just blend it in smoothly. And there, we got rid of his hair. We did it pretty fast.